Brought to you by Sunbeam, the best electric shavers made. Makers of the new Sunbeam Rollmaster electric shaver and the new Sunbeam Rollmaster convertible for use on auto, boat, and home voltages, both featuring exclusive 11 degrees scissor-like shaving action. Now, let's all play What's My Line?
And now let's meet our award-winning panel of What's My Line. First, the popular columnist whose voice of Broadway appears in papers coast to coast, Miss Dorothy Kilgallen.
If I had to name my top 5 singers, it would be very difficult, but this one, whom I'm about to introduce now, would be in it. He's also a very talented composer, and he's also an actor, and he will be appearing in the new Paramount picture, Walk Like a Dragon, Mel Torme.
Thank you, and on my left, the always charming, vivacious, and talented Miss Arlene Francis.
And now a gentleman who leaves at the crack of dawn for Chicago and the American Booksellers Convention, where I was supposed to go to, but I'm in rehearsal, and he's representing both of us. And I want to tell you, they couldn't find a better man to do it, Mr. Bennett Cerf.
I'm here just back from his 30th reunion, the grand old man of television, old John Charles Daly.
That's probably the first time Bennett's ever been kind to me, because he was talking about the 30th reunion of my prep school class. I've been up in New Hampshire at Tilton School in Tilton, New Hampshire, from whence I graduated 30 long years ago, which makes me fossil, I guess. Thank you, Bennett.
At least you graduated, John.
That's a thought, Dorothy. You're right. I did graduate. And there are not many people who can... Yes, I guess there are, aren't there? But it's nice to have so many folks with us again in the theater tonight. Nice to have Mr. Torme on the panel. And that's the last kind thing we'll say tonight. But we will have a famous mystery guest a little bit later on the program. And we'll meet our first challenger after this. And now let's meet our first challenger. Will you enter and sign in, please? Right there. Sign in right there. Gladys? Gladys Carter. Is that right? Is it Miss or Mrs. Carter? Mrs. Carter, where are you from?
St. Louis.
St. Louis? Oh, fine. Nice to have you with us. May I present our panel, Mrs. Carter?
How you do?
Will you join me over here now, please? Do you know how we keep score, Mrs.
Yes,
Carter?
I do.
Fine. If you know how we keep score, let's let the audience here in the theater and those who are watching at home know exactly what your line is. All right, panel, we will tell you that Mrs. Carter is salaried and deals in a product, and we'll begin the general questioning with Miss Kilgallen.
Good evening, Mrs. Carter.
Good evening.
Could any of us on this panel use your product?
Yes.
Could all of us use it?
Yes.
Do you consider it useful rather than purely decorative?
I would say, considering the words that have been specifically set down, that we would agree that it certainly is useful rather than decorative. Mm-hmm.
Would it ever be found inside the home?
Yes.
Could it be found outside of the home, too?
Yes.
If I had one of these things, would it be likely that I would have it inside my home?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Would it be likely that it would be kept concealed rather than in plain sight on a coffee table or something when company came? Is it solid rather than liquid?
Yes.
Could I hold it in my hand?
Yes.
In just one hand?
Yes.
Is it or has it ever been alive?
No.
1 down and 9 to go, Mr. Tormé.
Miss Carter, is this product worn?
No.
2 down and 8 to go, Miss Francis.
Is this product consumed?
No.
I'm sorry. No, more small con.
Yes.
You going to give
Yes,
in?
I think that its state changes so drastically that we might well say it's consumed.
But it is, I would be correct in assuming that it is not something that one eats. One does not eat this product.
No.
And I was afraid somebody would ask that question.
There are those that have?
I think we would have to say technically you're right, that it is not a product that is eaten per se.
I see. Is it a product that can go from solid to a melting condition or a used up condition where it will evaporate and become smaller?
Yes.
You know, all of us have these dreadful moments in later life when you just wish you knew more about something.
Oh.
Wish you'd done more of something. No, that isn't what I mean.
Well, in it, you
Yeah,
say it is.
We would agree again that its character changes, and in the change, we would have to agree there's some diminution of bulk, shall we say?
Uh-huh. If you kept it in a closet, and would you keep it in a closet?
She could.
You could.
You could keep it in a closet? Would I be correct in saying that it is not made of wax? It is not made of wax.
Yes, that would be correct.
Is it used, is the purpose of it to clean out or up or purify in any way?
No, I wouldn't think so. 3 down and 7 to go, Mr. Sir.
Mrs. Carter, is the product used possibly to light anything, or illuminate, or set fire to anything?
No.
No. 4 down and 6 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Mrs. Carter, you have said that this is not eaten. However, is it ever put into the mouth?
Yes.
Could children ever, or would children, without harm to them, ever put this in their mouth?
Well, I think here that we, in fairness to you, might say that children might, as they often do, pick up things they shouldn't and necessarily derive harm from it, but let's say it's something that a child should not put in his or her mouth.
Would you like me to rephrase the question?
No, that's fine. Is
may I
that
get a no
clarified
anyway?
for you?
Oh, yes.
Well, it's clarified for you. I'm thoroughly confused, so you go right ahead.
All right. Then this is something that a grown-up would put in his or her mouth.
Yes.
Both sexes could do this, right?
Yes.
Would this ever be anything that would be carried about? In other words, if I went in for this sort of thing, would I carry it around with me?
Yes.
Is it something other than cigarettes?
Yes.
Is it, however, anything in the, what is the word I am seeking? Tobacco or that family, like snuff?
Are you
or
asking?
Chewing tobacco, something like that?
If your question is it in the tobacco family, we would
yes.
have to agree it's in the
Yes.
tobacco family.
All right. Well, I'll go for it. I'm sure I'm wrong, but do you have something to do with chewing tobacco?
Yes.
Do you make it?
Yes, you do make it in a way, don't you?
Yeah, but she's got that one I made.
Well, she did. A bit ago. Oh, you mean you want to write down to that small point? Yes, Makey, just see if you can come up with the proper word for fun. Anybody on the panel. Actually, I'm going to throw all the cards over anyway.
You grow it?
Plant it?
Grinds it.
No, actually, Dorothy's got it, really. She participates in the making, but there's one particular verb that if your old tobacco chewer would come to you like this, and you all are. Cuts it?
No.
No, that's right.
Plugs it?
No.
I'm out of it. I never had any.
What's in the foreign substance?
No, actually, it's a word that, when I say it, you'll remember hearing it in your childhood. Twists. She twists the tobacco. You know, you buy it by a twist sometimes, don't you? You say, give me a twist?
Yeah.
And then the fellow takes you by the head and boing, and you're looking the other way. You see what I mean? Because they didn't know it was tobacco. But there we are. Actually, Mrs. Carter twists chewing tobacco in St. Louis with Liggett & Myers, one of the big companies. And she twists around 1,200 a day, don't you? How long have you been doing it?
33 years.
33 years. Now, there's a twist here that I want to impress upon you. Mrs. Carter is the mother of Don Carter, who was one of the great bowling champions of the United States. Yeah. And I'll bet that he learned whatever twist he uses to make that bowling ball go from his mom, who for many years, 30 years, has been twisting 1,200 a day. Is that right?
That's right.
That's right. Thank you very much, Mrs. Carter. Lovely to have you with us. Did you say good night? Now let's see what we can do with the second challenge. Will you enter and sign in, please? Dorothy? Logan, right? Is it Miss or Mrs. Logan?
Mrs.
Mrs. Logan? Where are you from?
Brooklyn, New York.
Brooklyn, New York. Fine. Good deal. Mrs. Logan, may I present your neighbors, the panel? Will you join me over here now? Do you know how we keep score? Fine, then we have nothing to do but let everybody, except my friends on the panel, know exactly what your line is. Mrs. Logan is salaried, deals in a service, and we'll begin the general questioning with Bennett Cerf.
Mrs. Logan, you look like a very strong girl to me. Do you do any physical work in the service that you perform?
No.
You don't?
That's 1 down and 9 to go. You mean here physical activity above the norm of any useful and gainful occupation such as we are here to determine.
Are you telling me or asking me, John?
No, just making the record clear, you know. Miss Kilgallen?
Mrs. Logan, do you work indoors more than outdoors?
No.
2 down and 8 to go, Mr. Tormey.
Well, if you work outdoors, Mrs. Logan, do you go to people? In other words, do you go to their homes or go to them wherever their locale is for your services?
I think we would have to agree that fundamentally Mrs. Logan goes to perform her service rather than performing
coming
it
to your home. Do you deal with both men and women?
Yes.
I see. Are they people who avail themselves of your services better off when your service is performed or finished?
No, I think esoterically we might admit that ultimately they might be better off, but at the moment they would argue the brief. Miss Francis, that's 3 down and 7 to go.
When you work out of doors, Mrs. Logan, do you work on the ground?
Yes.
Uh-huh. Do you wear some kind of coverall clothing in your job rather than just a business suit or a street dress?
Small conference.
Yes.
Yes? Do you handle any particular implement of any kind in your job?
No, because here again we're thinking of implements other than those we would normally, all of us, use in pursuit of our activity, like pencils, paper, that sort of erasers. But you mean something particular to...
Yes, plumb lines.
Plumb lines, that's fine. That's 4 down and 6 to go, Mr. Sir.
Mrs. Logan, have you got anything whatever to do with law enforcement?
Yes.
Would it have anything possibly to do with vehicles?
Yes.
Are you one of these girls who's going around checking the parking meters around New York?
Yeah! Actually, Mrs. Logan is what is known in New York as a meter maid, and has just finished her training, just gone to work, actually, giving tickets for violations of parking regulations.
Mrs. Logan, I just dropped one on my foot. Maybe you can help me. A parking meter.
Yeah, I understood what you said, Bennett. I just didn't, well, you know how it
One
is.
fell over on my foot.
One fell over on your foot, a parking meter? Yeah, well, go on. Well, I must say, Mrs. Logan, if one has to get a parking ticket, getting it at your hand is about as painless a way to do it as I know. Thanks very much for being our guest. It was nice to have you in West Point. We'll meet tonight's mystery guest in just a moment, but first, here is a word from our sponsor. Now we come to the special feature of our program, the appearance of our mystery celebrity, for which my friends on the panel, as you know, are blindfolded. Blindfolds all in place, panel?
Yes, sir.
Good. Will you come in, mystery challenger, and sign in, please? All right, panel, as you know, in the case of our mystery challenger, a different form of questioning. You ask one question at a time, in turn, moving clockwise. And let's begin it all with Arlene Francis.
Are you in the entertainment business?
I hope so. I certainly do.
Mr. Sir?
Do you ever appear at nightclubs?
Yes, on occasional, sure.
Miss Kilgallen?
I didn't understand that.
That was on occasional, yes, sure.
On occasional, ma'am. I don't speak too good English.
Have you ever appeared in a motion picture in which you wore attire which was rather unusual considering your sex?
I don't rightly know what you mean by that, lady.
Well, then
The answer is no.
Okay.
No, that's one down a night ago, Mr. Tomei.
Are you singing in a current New York nightclub at the present time?
It's a matter of opinion.
Actually, there's no opinion. Our guest is appearing, yes. Miss Francis?
Are you a teenage idol?
I think I must answer that for him and say emphatically yes. Mr. Sir?
It must be Bobby Darin.
Bobby Darin, it is indeed. And if I remember correctly from my sons, Mac the Knife comes to mind very quickly. And he's now here at the Copacabana now.
Right.
Sing a couple of bars, Bobby.
Are we allowed?
Anything is allowed on What's My Line, Bob.
Oh,
if you're-
the shark bee has such teeth. Dear, can I say goodnight this way? And
You
his
certainly
shoes
can.
them?
And a very nice young gentleman, too, I might add. Well, panel, you've done very well so far tonight, and we'll have another contestant after this word from our alternate sponsor. I must say I've got to grin about how the best laid plans do what they always are supposed to do. This was supposed to be a big joke on Mel Torme, and it was Mel who really unlocked the door to the identification of Bobby Darin. We thought, well, we'll get Bobby Darin, and Mel won't get it, see, and this will be a great gig. Well, we didn't. There we are. All right, let's have us a final contestant. Would you enter and sign in, please?
Jeannie Parr, is that right?
Is it Miss or Mrs. Parr?
Miss.
Miss Parr. And where are you from, Miss Parr?
Stamford, Connecticut.
Stamford, Connecticut. Well, that's
Close by.
close by, so you perhaps are familiar with our panel, maybe neighbor to some of them. May I present them? Miss Parr, panel, will you come over here and join us? You know how we keep score?
Yes, I do.
Fine, then we'll let the people here in the theater, and the audience, and those at home know exactly what your line is. All right, panel, Miss Parr deals in a service and is salaried. And let's begin the general questioning with Mel Torme.
Well, you're very, very lovely, Miss Parr. Do you deal in a service? Do people come to you for this service?
No.
They do not.
No, they do not.
That's
Aren't you
one
glad
down
you
and
started
9
with
to
me?
go. Eh? It's a good start, Mel.
As Mr. Tormé remarked, you are very attractive, Miss Parr. Do your good looks have anything to do with your position, your job?
I don't think so.
Well, I think with your permission...
I'd hire you on the basis of those, even if you didn't know another thing.
Here.
This is a gray area, but if with Miss Parr's permission, I will say that the fact that she is an extraordinarily handsome young lady may play some part in, let us say, the success which she achieves in doing what she does, but that could be true of anybody, you know.
It certainly is true of you, John.
Well,
Everybody knows
Arlene, I was about to say the same of you, you know.
Miss Parr, I would be correct in saying you are not a model of any kind.
No.
That has nothing to do with your job. Do you do anything that is advisory in any way?
Yes.
People come to you and you talk to them?
No.
No.
No, that's absolutely true. Actually, it had been ascertained that we could not strictly say that people come to Miss Parr, you see, Mr. Sir.
Miss Parr, we can rule out the fact that you have any relationship to Jack Parr.
Yes.
Miss Parr, is there anything athletic in the kind of service that you perform?
No.
3 down and 7 to go, Miss Kilgallen.
Miss Parr, if you were attired for your work, would that give us any clue to what you did?
If you were attired specifically for your work, would that give any clue as to what you did?
Oh, not necessarily.
No, I would not think so, not specifically, certainly. 4 down and 6 to go, Mr. Tormé.
Miss Parr, if people don't come to you, I assume then that you deliver or avail yourself of your services to people, perhaps at their homes or, well, let's keep it simple. Do you go to people at their abodes for your services?
I think we have to answer that in a manner of speaking.
In a manner of speaking. Rot's a ruck. All right, now, do you deal with both men and women?
Yes.
Are they better off for your services? When you're finished with your services, are they better off?
Well, sometimes.
Mm-hmm. I would think that in most circumstances, the fact that they have had these services available has improved, let us say, their general understanding of a given situation.
I see. Do you have anything to do with, this is a wild shot in the dark, with marriage counseling of any kind?
Oh, I was afraid you were going to ask
You
that,
did.
Mel. No. 5 down and 5 to go, Miss Preston.
Do you instruct in any way?
In a manner of speaking, yeah.
Would you ever appear for your services at a school?
No.
6 down and 4 to go, Mr. Sir.
Miss Parr, are you in this wonderful industry called television?
Yes.
Bennett, I'm sorry, we just ran out of time.
Well, she is in television. She probably does the weather or something.
Right. You got it, Bennett. And to complete the record, Miss Parr is the weather girl for Station WNHC in New Haven, Connecticut. Those lucky young men in jail. Thank you very much. Nice to have had you on What's My Line. And while we're talking about stations around on our CBS lineup, we would like to say welcome to WTVR in Richmond, Virginia, a new affiliate of the Columbia Broadcasting System, and happily for us, one of those stations carrying What's My Line. It's nice to have you with us, and good night, Miss Kilgallen.
Good night, John. Good night, Nell. Come again?
Thank you, Dorothy. Good night, Arlene.
Good night, Mel. Good night, Bennett.
Gonna miss you in Chicago. Good night, old man Daly.
Are you going to Chicago, Bennett?
Yes, John.
You're going to stay a long time?
No, 2 days,
Too
John.
bad. Nice to have Well, there you are. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Nice to have you with us on What's My Line.
What's My Line is a CBS television network production in association with Mark Goodson and Bill Totley. Al Sims speaking.